the world of One Piece, it's not just random that certain story patterns keep showing up. Nope. That repetition? It's actually part of a deeper philosophy Oda uses to craft his massive legend. Sometimes it's super obvious, other times it's sneaky as hell. But if you really look at the characters and how they act, where their paths lead, it starts to feel like what you're watching is just history repeating itself. Like, maybe this isn't a new story. Maybe it's a recycled version of an old one. A legend buried by time, names changed, but the same vibe? Still there. Now here's the wild theory. What if what Teach did to Whitebeard is exactly what Rox did to some legendary pirate before him? Think about it. Maybe Rox was once taken in by this pirate, trained, trusted, even part of his crew. Then boom. Betrayal. Same way Teach got close to Whitebeard, learned from him, got stronger, then turned on him for the dark, dark fruit. And just like that, he starts beef with a former crewmate. Shanks, sound familiar? It's almost like we're looking at a mirror of something that went down ages ago. Something that's still echoing through the story now. So let's try to connect the dots the way Oda loves to. Because in One Piece, nothing is ever random. Every little hint could be a whisper from a buried legend. Now, hear me out. What if Rox isn't literally Blackbeard from the past, but more like the role Blackbeard plays in the bigger picture? Picture this. Once upon a time, Rox joins the crew of a legendary pirate. Someone on the level of Whitebeard, or maybe even Roger himself. And in that same crew, two rising stars. Young, hungry, and full of dreams. One is Goldie Roger, and the other, Rox D. Zebek. They grow together, they learn, they get hooked on the sea, the idea of freedom, treasures, ancient myths, all of it. But then, something shifts. Rox finds the Yami Yami no Mi, the darkness fruit, and uses it to kill their captain. A captain who probably dreamed of finding the One Piece, uniting the world, or exposing its hidden truths. And boom, just like that, everything changes. A deep bond turns into a deadly rivalry between Rox and Roger. Exactly like what happens later with Teach and Shanks. Same pattern, different era, same chaos. And here's where it gets seriously eerie. The story starts to feel way too familiar, like you can almost hear echoes of the past in every move that happens in the present. Teach, with his betrayal, basically just replays what Rox did. And Shanks, once a kid under Roger's wing, is now in the same spot Roger was back when he was a young gun in that first crew. But what if we go even further? What if the pirate who took in both Rox and Roger, the one who gave them their start, was the first one to ever wear the straw hat? That hat, which isn't just a piece of cloth, but a symbol, passed down like some sacred heirloom. It's not just given to anyone, it's for someone who deserves it. The true first captain of the One Piece dream, who maybe saw something special in Roger, and passed the hat to him. Then the story repeats itself when Roger hands it down to Shanks. And this isn't just about repeating events, Oda's reshuffling roles. Like, there was a crew of monsters with Rox, people like Shiki, Kaido, and Big Mom. Now, Teach's crew is kind of doing the same thing, gathering the deadliest criminals. Just like Roger stood up to Rox, maybe one day Shanks will stand against Teach, with that same fire, the same belief. But this time, it'll be a new version of the dream that keeps burning. Even Teach meeting Whitebeard could be a reflection of when Rox met that legendary pirate who raised him. Maybe that's when the seeds of rebellion were planted in Rox, just like they were in Teach when Shanks saw that dangerous look in his eyes. And it's kind of wild that Oda, always dropping these cryptic hints, never really explains where Rox came from or how he got strong. We don't know his origin or the roots of his power. It's like Oda wants us to connect the dots with the familiar pieces, without realizing that Rock's history might just be the shadow of a story that's repeating itself. Could there be a hidden legacy passed down through the straw hat, through the devil fruits? The darkness fruit, which can steal others' powers, might have been a weapon from the past that destroyed noble dreams. And maybe, just maybe in the end, we'll realize these rivalries aren't anything but an endless replay of one battle that still isn't finished. A battle between those who want to unite the world with light and freedom, and those who want to drown it in darkness, greed, and betrayal. This is where Luffy comes in, the heir to the will. He doesn't want to rule the world, he just wants to set it free, exactly like Roger did. Maybe even like that unknown pirate who was killed by Rox. So, is this the lead-up to the ultimate end of a bloody cycle of betrayal and repetition? Or does Oda still have a brand new version of the past hidden up his sleeve, waiting to be reborn in new characters, new battles, with the same faces but different masks.